chiefs, them Tuscaloosa dudes, them chiefs, right? They would sit there and drink with you because they had high tolerance. And if people tell you we didn't have alcohol before the Europeans came, ask them what was the alcohol enemas the Mayans used to take. Ask them about that, right? Because the alcohol enema is to get you drunk as fast as possible, as sloppy as you can get.
A shot, like a shot.
Yeah. But you was only sending it up the wrong end because your anus and your lower intestine absorb alcohol faster than your mouth and your upper intestine. You had to build up a tolerance for alcohol to withstand the drink champs without them tricking you out of the information. Also, the sweat lodges in marijuana. You can't smoke marijuana with certain chiefs and lie to them because you're going to tell on yourself. It's going to naturally make you tell on yourself. It's going to come out. And that's why they wouldn't negotiate with most of the settlers that didn't smoke the peace pipe with them, because they couldn't get past that human lie detector once they did.
Hey, so that brings me to my next question, Rod. I noticed like a lot of cats when we used to be back in the day, when they used to be like putting plays on people, taking them out. They can't hold it. They can't hold, like, if you got very few cats that can go do a cat and come back, sit down, drink a cup of coffee, and play like ain't nothing happened. Usually, the spirit of that person, especially if you killed them out of a bad, most people go tell somebody. A lot of people end up coming to, even if they don't tell the police, they usually tell somebody they close to. Hey man, I had to go on here and do what I had to do. Why is that? Why do they have to confess that crime? Why do a lot of murderers confess?
Because once you confess, you free it from locking into your conscience. The same self-accusing spirit that tells you it was wrong to kill that man because you was sleeping with his wife and he caught you, is the same spirit that's going to make you tell somebody, because you're going to hold yourself accountable one way or another. That self-accusing spirit, this is what the confessional was for. The confessional of the Catholic Church was created for the soldiers coming back from war to tell the priests all of the dirt they did during the time of war. How many women did you rape? How many children did you kill? How many men did you sodomize? How many of them did you decapitate? Right? That was the purpose of the confessional. Because a long time ago, the Catholic Church discovered that if you can give somebody the ability to tell it to somebody without it getting out and them being persecuted or prosecuted for it, then that'll allow your mercenaries to be able to kill more ruthlessly and more freely at your request. That was just all part of the nature of the human, because we naturally programmed to do good, so we have to go through an inner dialogue of making ourselves say for us to do what's not good.
Rod, that's so true. I read that in the psychology book one time in college about how the cognitive, how that works, how that you will tell themselves into a certain amount of times after they do it. Like another person explained it like this: it's like you got a voice in your head that's loud, and when that voice say don't do that, and then you do it anyway, right? And then you keep doing it until that voice just comes lower and lower and lower until the voice is don't. It ain't even saying it no more. It ain't saying don't do it. That's wrong. Go ahead.
Because that's they talking about your conscience, your internal guide to tell you how to treat people and how people should be treating you. If you don't know how to treat people, then you don't know how people supposed to understand how to treat you. The better you treat people, the better people treat you, right? And most of us, because so many people have been treated wrong, hurt people, right? So now they freely hurt each other, and there's a way of venting the pain by giving it to somebody else. It's contagion and aberration. You can read about that in Dianetics.
That brings me to my next question. So when people, cause you got narcissists, a lot of people talk about narcissists. Narcissists like to blame other people for their moral F-ups, should I say? And so
that's not what narcissists.
break that down. I might be saying that wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah. So a narcissist is very rare. A real true narcissist. The psychological description of a narcissist is what they call an amoral personality type. That means that the stuff that regular people would consider as a moral don't do, that they don't have an inner dialogue that tells them not to do it. Serial killers, serial rapists, those are narcissists, or sociopaths is a more direct term. Because of some of the traits of the narcissist is so repugnant that they've attached it to the discussion of relationship counterparts of a person that's difficult for you to manipulate, right? But they find it easy to manipulate you, so you will call them a narcissist, never knowing that you're more likely to be the narcissist for calling them that than them. Narcissists is few and far between. And it's an exceptional psychological condition.
Pretty much it take one to know one, huh, Rod?
Hey.
Hey, that's crazy. Hold on, let me get my... All right, so Rod, the next thing I got for you is moral is dealing with morals. Now, to a father that's raising a daughter, and she coming to dating men. What are the morals that a dad, without going outside of the step? Because some dads are overprotective. They gonna take the guy in the back, show him they 50 cal hand pistol, bust it off a couple times. So what are the moral constructs, or the line, the lines that they should cross, or and what they should be looking at being for somebody dating their daughter?
So considering, let's just say that there's a good man that's trying to raise his daughter to be a good woman. And let's just make him be a single father for the point of this discussion. So he's a single father, good man that's trying to raise his daughter to be a good woman. He shouldn't have a dilemma when she picks somebody if he raised her with a couple of key points in mind. I'm your daddy. I'm going to show you how a man supposed to treat you. Right? And it's only so far that I can go teaching you this, but what the foundation that I lay should allow you to be able to pick a man of good character and good quality. And if he teach her that and he stand on everything that he telling her, she gonna pick a dude so similar to him, he can't do nothing but respect him. But the average person doesn't understand the etiquette of instilling values into your child. Instilling values into your child takes away the need for the system to train your child. And so we have daddy-daughter dance and date night, where you teach her how the father teach the daughter how she's supposed to be treated when she go out. So if a man don't do these basic things, and he giving her step-by-step instructions all throughout the day, this is why I'm showing you this. This is why I'm teaching you this. By the time she get to be a teenager, first of all, her mind not going to be on boys like that, because she's enjoying the learning experience of being around her dad to the point she's not interested. And she 9 out of 10 going to be teaching her friends the stuff that her father teach her, especially the girls that don't got a daddy. Right? I can call my daughter up right now. I was locked up, and I used to write her all the time and call her on the phone all the time and talk to her. And her mama was a good facilitator of that. And anyway, She'll tell you, she said, I got all my friends grew up with their daddy in prison like you. And I don't got no daddy issues. I know my daddy loved me, and I know how I'm supposed to be treated. Right? Like she still go over the letters that I used to write her when she was 7, 8 years old. Right? And then she come back and she say, Dad, I didn't know that you told me that. And that's why I be doing this like this and moving like that. Yeah. Because I was giving you the game the whole time.
The whole time.
But so most of what we have now is the alienation of fathers, which cripples the relationship understanding of boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the relationship between the parents don't work, both parents are supposed to be interested in maintaining the birth child's relationship with the other birth parent. When that break down, being the village, normally it used to be in our community, it was the grandmama on both sides, the mama on both sides, and then the ones who had the baby together. And then they probably have an aunt or two on both sides, and they evaluate both parents. And then they'll say, well, based on the character of that child and the way that y'all both handle them, the parent that should have them the most is this parent because the child responds to their methods better.
Uh-huh.
The child is less stressful for this parent than for that parent. Whatever the situation is, we didn't go to something called family court.
Right.
Family court is not mentioned anywhere in the United States Constitution one time. It's not in there.
Wow.
When all of a sudden they decide they need family court. Family court is part of the Social Security Administration and Social Security Acts that created what they call family court and divorce court. We didn't have divorce court because we had parents wealthy or parents in poverty didn't matter. If the one who couldn't afford to raise the children wanted to leave, it's fine, but you got to leave the children with the one who can afford to raise them. Mm-hmm. And that don't just mean financially either.
Hey, Rod, my next question for you is dealing with morals and the human paradigm. Now, a lot of people say they are a product of their own environment, meaning, they parents was a gangster, they gang bang, everybody gang bang. My grandpa gang bang. Everybody gang banging. So
family tradition.
Go ahead.
It's family tradition. So look, in a lot of the product of the environment is the village raising the child. This is where the concept comes from. But the village is not allowed to raise the child anymore. When I was a little boy, I'm subject to get 7 ass whoopings on my way home. The old lady that stopped me from doing the foolishness I was doing gonna whoop my ass. She gonna call my mama gonna send my sister to get me, she gonna whoop my ass. And don't let my other sister be with her because she gonna whoop my ass too. Then when I get home, my mama gonna whoop my ass. So then if my mama tell dad about it, if it's bad enough, he gonna whoop my ass. So I'm gonna have a well-whooped ass about doing certain stuff I know I'm not supposed to be doing. The village just raised that child, corrected the error. The old way that we used to correct errors didn't have anything to do with prison. It didn't have anything to do with county lockup. All those are carryovers from the wartime era that they call slavery.
I remember I got a whooping just for being with somebody. My brother was stealing. I wasn't even stealing. I got a whooping just for being with him. Mm-hmm. You should have said something, man. I didn't know he was stealing.
Look, my mama say the stealer is bad as the stealer. If you go somewhere with somebody and they stealing, whether you want to be in it or not, you in it now.
Hey, my grandma said if he'll steal, he'll kill. He'll kill. That's that plays into the morals. Yeah. Well, one thing stimulates the next. To who he talks about that, about chain reaction. Now, yeah. could there be a chain reaction where when you do one thing you don't want to do, it forces you to do another?
It's not really a chain reaction, but it's a systematic process of disassociation is the scientific term. You become indifferent from doing dirt. Like it don't bother you no more. You didn't got used to it. It's just like the boys that grow up in the country in the South. They go out there, they shoot that deer with that bow or with that rifle, drag him over there to that tree, hang him up, gut that sucker, skin him, and the city slicker will be throwing up. Right?
Yeah.
But to the country boy, this is just another part of life. He might be, Big Mom might say, go out there and ring me for them chickens, boy. If you ain't from down there, you don't know she just told you to go snap 4 chicken necks and bring her 4 chicken corpses.
Yeah. And that's a workout, boy. That's a real workout.
But because they do that, it desensitizes them from doing it again because it's a natural order of survival. This is part of life that we have to endure.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah. So, now this is the thing, because Big Mama wasn't a holy roller. She had the boot. Some Big Mama had the bootleg. Big Mama did whatever she had to do to feed 25 kids. Some of them wanted her kids. Go ahead.
We didn't have foster homes. We didn't have juvenile detention centers. We didn't have friend of the court. We didn't have DFSH, whatever the hell they call DCSH, the Department of Child and Family Services, DCFS. We didn't have none of that. If something happened to one of the family members and their child was left without them, that child either go with the other parent or go with the grandparents. The 9 out of 10, they end up at Big Mama house. So Big Mama was subject to have 50 kids in her front yard on any given day. And she got to feed them kids. So Big Mama would draft the uncles to do stuff to make sure they could feed the kids. When the colonizers came, we used to be able to go hunt, come back, prep whatever we hunted to feed the babies, right? But when the colonizer came, we couldn't get caught out there hunting unless we had something called free papers. Today, you call them a hunting license, a driver's license, a passport, right? Them free papers. Same thing.
You have to fish. You have to fish on your own on a lake that's supposed to be a lake that for everybody. You got to have a fishing license or the game warden, right? Tribal warden, pretty much. Tribal, like if you break that down, it sounds like somebody that's out to stop the tribes from doing their normal routine.
The whole game warden thing came from tribes governing over hunting lands during the great buffalo hunts. The tribes would allow you to hunt out there on their land without their permission, or else they slaughter you. And this is why they start coming with. You ever seen the Western where they had the wagon trains in the circle, and then the so-called Indians be riding around the outside of the wagon train shooting arrows?
Yeah.
They was the law being enforced that you stepping on tribal territory without permission.
Uh-huh. They
showing it to you in the Westerns, but you thinking that the cowboy that they showing you is the good guy, and that the Indian shooting the arrows is the bad guy.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
Yeah, the Whiter and Bat Masterson, they the ones that wipe out the buffaloes and the buffalo train and all that. Yeah, you already told us about that. And then the other part about them starving us out and the million heads of the two, what is it? They say it was like a million and some heads of buffalo piled up to the.
Listen, the buffalo herds used to reach all the way into Canada, all the way to Mexico.
Uh-huh.
We used to harvest them a couple hundred at a time, and it never dented the population. The population of the bison didn't become depleted until it started with the buffalo trains and the buffalo hunts, because they was trying to get a stronghold on the tribes. Because you gotta remember, the tribes used to dress up in animal pelts. The buffalo tribe that became known as buffalo soldiers, they used to literally walk among buffaloes with buffalo skins on. And the colonizer in a herd of 10,000 buffalo not going to see 200 soldiers. So they had to get rid of the buffalo. It wasn't just to starve us out. It was because they thought that the buffaloes used to literally turn into soldiers when it get dark.
Spirits. Hey, so Roy, what about the tribal? Man, I just forgot it. I had a good ass question. I just forgot it. But this the next one. Now, so the buffalo hunters, the buffalo soldiers. Then the next thing, what was their morals, man? Like, so because everybody's thinking that you, in order to have morals, you got to be religious. You got to be subscribed to Islam or some kind of religion to have morals. But the people, what kind of morals did these Christians that King James and them have to come do what they did to us, and they were Christians? What kind of morals is it?
So basically, morals is a code of personal conduct, a standard that you hold yourself that compels other people to give you love and respect for being who you are. The ones who lack the morals or the moral compass, so to speak, are the ones that'll do anything for you, to you, right? But won't do nothing for you. Those people are called amoral, but it has nothing to do with morality. They're just saying that they have no code that they're not willing to break to advance their selfish agenda on life.
That sounds like a carnivore. Carnivores versus herbivores. Carnivores got that type of mentality. They'll eat you. Hey, they'll eat their own people. And some carnivores will eat their own clan members.
Yeah, but cannibalism is rare in the animal world.
Yeah.
And in the human world. It's more prominent in the human arena than it is in the animal kingdom. Animals generally, even if like a pack of wolves come across a dead wolf now from their pack, odds is they're not going to eat them. But let them run across a dead bear. We got lunch.
Yeah.
Right? And that dead bear, or let the bear run across a dead wolf, he got lunch.
Yeah.
Right? The carnivore mentality is a homicidal mentality. Because they got to be willing to kill at a moment's notice to provide their next meal. Right? And when they turn it on their own species, right, when they start killing each other, then something is upset the balance of nature. Bears fight amongst each other for territory, but they don't just go looking to ride on another bear.
Yeah.
Because you can also see a whole bunch of bears during salmon season fishing out the same salmon hole. Right? So they can get along, but if it's mating season and this is this man's territory, his house, his front, back, side yard, whatever the case may be, and these is the females that he supposed to mate with, and you bring your bad ass over there, we're going to see exactly how bad your ass really is. We're going to get down. We're going to run that fade. That's why Cali is like that, because they adopted that. The totem animal for California is the bear.
Yeah.
The run the fade mentality is the bear mentality.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so the bear being the symbol for the state also show you the tribal frequency that the tribes in LA move from.
Makes sense.
Just like a lot of them Cali boys will run up and say the rudest thing to you, and they want you to say something rude back so they can goad you into the fade.
Yeah.
The bear does that in the natural habitat. In his natural habitat, the bear see you, he gonna make some noise. He gonna be on that rah, 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 rah. right? Barking like a dog, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because he letting you know you in my crib, you come over here and you want to talk that talk. We gonna see if you about that life.
Yeah.
Right? And this is why a lot of the tribes out there try to go back to basic tribal traditions like the check-in. The check-in is not for everybody. But let's say like me, I'm a GD from Chicago and Michigan, right?
Yeah.
If I go to Cali and I'm in rolling 60, rolling 20 territory, I'm supposed to make my presence known to the OG that's in charge.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I make my presence known to the OG in charge, he's supposed to supply me with some YGs. They call them ambassadors.
Uh-huh.
And they supposed to escort me around the land. So if somebody push up on me and be like, let's say a different Crip set pull up, what's up, cuz? Because they see me in my Duke Blue Devil shit, right? And then the Crips done with be like, no, this is a visitor. You know, the OG gave us the green light to give him the escort. And it was to keep the ones of us who ain't from the area from being taken advantage of not knowing the culture of the area. But since the entertainment industry been hijacked by people that ain't us, and they've been using the check-in as an extortion and robbery plot, and the tribes out there, or what they call in gangs, they don't like that because now when people come out there and you don't know somebody about to get their blood spilled on your territory, you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Right? So this is the ability to control your community is what it stems down to, what it boils down to. The area is reflective of the people.
Uh-huh.
The Chicago mentality not like the bear. I don't care if you Vice Lord or Stone, if you GD, BD, it's not like the bear. It's more like an animal that don't exist in the area no more called a lion. The lion don't go looking for no more, but you better believe if you run up on him with that drama, he gonna give it back to you just like you came to get it.
Right. My next question, I got another question for you, Rod. Now, like I used to hear people say, you either stand for something or you'll fall for anything.
Right.
Now, should you make friends with people? I mean, should you make friends with people that got different morals than you, or should you make friends with people that got the same morals as you?
You can make friends with all types of people. Making friends don't mean they're your friend. It just means that y'all met on a fair and balanced communication between the two of y'all. If y'all click, y'all click. It's just like when I started hanging out with Stones in Chicago, I started loving the way that their energy was, especially when they was around their family members. But they never one time told me to straighten my head up.
Yeah.
Right? Where I done been walking through Motown with folks and Stones running up on folks and say, hey, straighten your head up. My head just as cocked as his, but they don't say nothing to me.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't nothing about him being disrespectful or me not being disrespectful. It was about the energy. Right? They had seen me already and they had spoke to me in a different manner and I was respectful.
Yeah.
So when they seen me with the different folks that they knew, they didn't have the same dialogue, the same tribal communication. So they didn't give him a pass like they gave me a pass. Don't make me better than him.
Right.
It just make my training, my upbringing, my moral values my mama gave me. When she told me, when you respect people at home, they gonna love you like you family. But when you go to other people's house and you be disrespectful, they gonna treat you like your enemy.
Hey, Rod, my next question for you dealing with morals. Now, the other tape, on the tape, I said that if we listen to the people in front of us, meaning the old people, we'll get ahead. Or if we don't, we'll stay behind. Why could you break down for the young people that's listening? why is it sometimes would it be important to listen to the old folks to get ahead?
It's an old ancient proverb. It say the youth has the vigor, but the elder knows the way. Now, first thing I got to give a caveat because where we at right now, as a collective, the people in our community, a lot of our elders is batshit crazy, indoctrinated, and highly influenced to be agents of the matrix. Don't mean you love them any less. Don't make them less family. None of that. It just means you have to have the ability to discern which one of the elders you need to listen to and which one of the elders you need to hear them, shake your head, and do what the fuck you was going to do anyway. Right? All of the elders that we have right now, they not good elders. Some of them is a piece of shit. But then you got some with a heart of gold. You have to be able to distinguish that. But until they disrespect you, you're supposed to automatically respect your elders. But the understanding of that, at that point, this is where we at. The youth will listen to any one of the elders that shows them respect. When the youth start rebelling against the elders, it's because they're feeling disrespected by an elder. They don't normally be disrespectful, even if they're not taught etiquette and respect. They generally, because it's a group thing. It's in our DNA to be respectful to elders. But some of the people think because you're young that you dumb and full of cum and don't know nothing. Right? And they don't have any respect for you. And that makes a lot of the young guys fly off the handle and don't listen to the OGs. So the youth responsibility in dealing with the OGs is give them that respect. Let them go on about their business if they ain't talking about nothing to uplift you. And if they talking about something to uplift you, suck that book for every drop of game you can get before you let it go.
Now, for my young people that's coming up and they building morals. You know, some people got some things that they just not gonna do. You know, like it don't matter how much you offer them, it don't matter what you offer them, they just ain't gonna do it.
You remember the part?
What type of what would you say about that?
You remember the part in the Matrix, and they gave Neo the cat to put on the guillotine? It was also a scene, the same scene was in the Bruce Lee movie, Enter the Dragon, when the Hand Man wanted to put the cat on the guillotine. Right? Why is they showing you that? Both of them said the same thing. Everybody got to have a line they're not willing to cross. Because when you have no line you're not willing to cross, they're going to be easy to find somebody that's willing to cross you.
Wow. Say it again, Rod. That was deep.
When you don't have a line that you're not willing to cross, it's very easy to find people that's not hesitant to cross you out.
Wow. That's
that means if you would do anything, anybody can be the one that's going to do something to you.
Yeah, so people don't last that long with that type of mentality, do it?
No. But see, the moral code changes based on what part of society you're in.
That's right.
When you're in corporate America, you don't have the same etiquette and the same moral foundation that you do when you're on the block. In your neighborhood, you can have everybody on the block. You can go to anybody's house you want to because you know everybody in your neighborhood.
Right.
Right? But if a stranger come to your neighborhood, they can't just go to anybody's house. They don't know them people.
Right.
But there's a system of etiquette that you was taught growing up in that community where you can present an outsider, where people will know they're an outsider with honor and respect.
Yeah.
That's from knowing the different codes, the different moral standards at the different parts of the society. And that's what make a lot of us clash trying to go straight because the etiquette sometimes is different. Some of us get to corporate America and look at the level of ass kissing and get sick to our stomach. Some of us work on the factory floors and see the level of ass kissing and get sick to our stomach. Right? So at some point, you got to have your own code to live by. We was fortunate because Larry gave us the code growth and development, and our history writer, our tribal grid, what's his name? Don Dirk. Don Dirk was a literature writer for growth and development for BGDN. And it was from that literature that gave us a set of values to follow to make us be able to go from the projects to the penthouse and be able to make a stop at every level in between without missing the beat. If Larry don't give us the literature, we just be gangbangers.
Right.
But the literature means that we need to be intelligent. If the leader needs intelligent soldiers, some of the soldiers understand the assignment. They pick up the philosophy of brain banging and they dispense with the philosophy of gang banging. The original purpose of gang banging was what they call insulating the tribe or reconstructing the tribe. The ability to prove your value in a fist fight. Right? They show you in a lot of the movies where you have a leader and he be beefing with another leader and they say, pick your champion. And then they make them fight. Well, that's tribal tradition over here.
That's right.
Pick your champion.
That's right.
Right? And a lot of these OGs that we talking about had them hands.
Right.
We didn't start resorting to gunplay until the police started shooting us in the back.
That's
when
right.
the police started shooting us in the back, we started shooting each other in the front.
Oh, man. Say it again, right?
When the police started shooting us in the back, we started shooting each other in the front.
Man, that's cold. That's a cold piece right there. That's a cold piece. They started shooting us in the back, so we started shooting in the front. God, oh boy, that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow right there.
If that ain't caught in the crossfire, I don't know what is.
Man, God. We shooting at us and they shooting at us.
Look, they sending their soldiers to basic training and tours overseas to be seasoned for war. Where we send ours?
Right.
If the system is training a group of soldiers and guys are looking at the situation and she's saying, ain't none of my babies being trained to fight war. They're not being trained in the art, science, and skills of warfare. How am I going to train them? Right? So now you have to let the enemy run his course for a while because he going to create the conditions where your soldiers are going to train themselves. They going to weed out the weak and they going to establish an army of the strong at the end of the day. If you go back, the minister did a lecture where he was telling the so-called gangs, y'all are God's army. Let that sink in for me. Farrakhan is telling the gangs in LA, Chicago, Milwaukee, New York, Baltimore, Boston, Atlanta, Miami, New Orleans. He's telling them, as soon as y'all stop fighting each other, y'all gonna be required to be God's army. Right? This is because all of the tribes, we didn't have basic training and tours of duty. We had gang banging and thugging on the block. While they was going through fire drill exercises, we was drilling firing squads running up the block with drill music. And for everything they did, we prepared ourselves unconsciously. Now, once we become conscious that we are prepared to fight hand-to-hand combat, small arms combat all across the land, we prepare. Nature has forced us to prepare ourselves by allowing the enemy to turn us against each other, and we became our own military crash dummy practice spots.
Damn. Hey, Rod. So I noticed in different religions they have different morals. Like, and it's Islam. They say if somebody put their hands on you or try to hurt you, you got the right to turn back on them and take off on them, or pretty much finish them off. But in Christianity, they say if somebody hits you, I don't know if all Christians take that literally, but if somebody hits you, you got to give them the other side. What type of morals is that? If somebody put their hands on you, I was taught, my grandma ain't never told me. My grandma said if somebody put their hands on you, and if they bigger, pick a brick and go and take them out. My grandma said pick a brick up, take them out. Hey, right? But
my mother told me if somebody hit you, you hit their ass back.
Huh? Go ahead.
My mother said if somebody hit you, you hit their ass back. Right? She said, no, let me hear about you running home talking about some kid was bullying you. If he bullying you, punch him in his nose. He'll stop. So my mama didn't raise me on no turn the other cheek philosophy. She believed in most of the Christian jargon, but she did not believe in allowing a person to abuse you and misuse you. Right? She say ain't nothing wrong with being used. That just means you're useful. But when people misuse you, they use you for other than your intended purpose. They use you to fight their battles because they're too scared to fight their own. That's misuse. If they need help because the battle they fighting is an overwhelming battle, then ain't nothing wrong with asking somebody for help. But what's wrong is for you to go start some shit, and then when it hit the fan, you ain't nowhere to be found, and you done left your crew to carry the shit you started.
That's real stuff. I was just talking about that on the tape I just did about how they was using Operation Crash, and they were going around joining different gangs. And I believe they did it in Chicago too to the disciples and everybody. They did it in Cali, and they would join the gang, shoot at somebody, and then disappear. Then now this gang in a 60-year shootout with each other.
Yeah. Well, we caught them after the so-called Rodney King riots. They got caught because there was a unity barbecue that a Crip set was holding, and the law enforcement was unaware. And they sent some undercover agents. They had a couple of FBI agents, a couple of gang task force agents, and a DEA agent. And they dressed up like Bloods from the set that they used to be beefing with. And they went over there to shoot up the barbecue because they thought it was all Crips. And when they called out the set, the Bloods who set they called out was at the barbecue.
Right.
So they told the Crips fall back, we'll handle it. They lit the car up. Several of the people in the car got shot. And when the news reported on the people that got shot, it said several police officers got shot in the undercover sting operation.
I remember it.
That's how they reported it on the news. They didn't tell you that the undercover sting operation was to reignite the war between Bloods and Crips in L.A.
Yeah. They've been doing it. It's part of their warfare. So, hey, Rob, we will take. We got about. I'm gonna get one more question. Then we'll take some questions from the crowd. Okay. Now, this is my next question right here. The last question that I got that I'll take some from the crowd. Let's get back my notes because I had a good one. Okay, that was it. Concept of really, we already pretty much answered all of them. Really, I think morals, mother and son. Well, yeah, we already pretty much answered. Hey, we'll take questions from the crowd. It says, what about the hip hop police?
So the hip hop police is the continuation of COINTELPRO, and their purpose was to follow the rap artists around. They got into following rap artists because of something Tupac kept doing. Every time he go to a city, he want to meet the gang chief. He want to meet the dude who running this set on this area, because he was trying to establish tribal unity across the tribes before we continue slaughtering each other.
Right.
He was trying to get us unified. I'm gonna tell you somebody else who was a catalyst to the hip hop police, discovering that the artist was using the cover of traveling as an entertainer in order to make truce agreements with gang so-called leaders in the background, and that's E40. E40 been hooking up the chiefs behind the scenes his whole career, and that's why his career hasn't faltered. And sometimes I don't know what 40 Water be talking about. But his work with connecting the tribes behind the scenes, the only people that was doing that was Darkman, ODB, and Pac, and 40 to that magnitude. You had other artists too that was trying to make those connections, like Busy Bone. And most of us don't know Busy Bone is the chief of Ohio.
Tell him, Rob.
He the chief. All of the thugs, Bone Thugs and Hammy, all them dudes know Busy Bone is a real blood chief who is the heir to the territory known as Ohio.
Rod, they know, Rod. They got them records down in Kansas. They know who all the bloodline chiefs are on the land, and that's why they arrest them. They always keep them in some kind of mix or trouble.
Right, because when you go back to the purpose of COINTELPRO, why would they want to stop the rise of a messiah who could incite the masses? What would that mean? Right. What would it do? See, the only reason they know that some of us gonna come back and have enough past life memories to override the program. Yeah. And we gonna figure out a way to get as much of this truthful information to override the bullshit as possible. Right. And then you're gonna see why they have to get rid of the ones that's most effective. The ones that's not effective, the ones that have no potency to what they doing, they don't never bother. That's why all the church leaders, we doing all that dirt and they don't never get in trouble. Right. But as soon as you get what's called a lone wolf, a renegade, a rebel, a Malachi York, a Clarence 13X, a Yahweh being Yahweh, a Louis Farrakhan, a Silas Muhammad, those are threats to the establishment. Right. And Franz Fanon said establishment, and with all its rewards it may give you to maintain its control, it will also kill you. Wow.
Somebody said Easy E. Yeah, Easy E was doing some gang uniting too, because
Easy E was Afro Chief.
Yeah, I remember some stuff about him and where they got into a shootout with the police, and yeah, it was some crazy stuff. But after I heard the whole play out, I said, "Dang, Easy E and Jay Prince." I didn't know Jay Prince was so much of a black, like an advocate for, us, like for our peoples, like that.
Yeah, so Jay Prince established his position following the art and science of respect. He wanted to be the most respected of the chiefs that came up out of the Houston area. So he carried himself, and this is what made him have such a powerful influence in the industry, because he was trying to teach all of us that respect factor. Uh-huh. That's why he wrote a book and named it the Art of Respect.
The Art of Respect. Yeah, I got that book.
Yeah, because if you don't understand how important to the tribes, not the government believes in they don't have they believe in nefarious character with minimum amounts of respectability to them. As long as they can deceive the most amount of people, they put them in a position.
Now,
But
dealing
you
with
know, it's like Big Meech. If you follow what Big Meech was doing before he got locked up, he was teaching the youth how to handle money, how to treat people when you got money. That go back to respect, right? And now after he didn't got out, he probably don't want to deal with with nobody no more like that.
uh-huh.
But he already did enough and suffered enough for him to be able to retire. He can go sit down. He did what he showed us that we needed somebody teaching the youth how to live with opulent wealth without letting it go to their head and being disrespectful, rude, and looking down on the other people that don't got it.
Uh-huh.
Right? Because just like you got it today, you can lose it all tomorrow if you don't understand the certain values that come with having that kind of money.
Yeah, some people do anything for strange. Some people do something strange for a piece of change.
Mm-hmm.
You got some people out here like that, man. Because
I seen the Benny Siegel clip. Was it Benny Siegel? He said fake friends is like 4 quarters. They change on you for $1.
that's deep. That's fire. Like 4 quarters did change on you for $1.
Yeah.
That's hard right there.
But when you think about that, that's also a very important code. Because if you do anything for $1,
yeah,
you're going to be put in a position where you had an opportunity to do some real nefarious things for $1.
Right. That make that ties in with morals. Like, how far would you go? Like, how much money would somebody offer you? Like, I heard somebody say, how much would you take $1 million to have sex with Michael Jackson, or did some crazy stuff like that? Like, how much money? What is your number, or what is your price? So, like, I used to hear, like, they say everybody got a number. Like, they offer you.
Ted DiBiase wrestling. Everybody's got a price for the $1 million man. As long as my money long enough, they tell me their price, I can afford it.
Yeah.
Everybody got a price. So everybody don't got a price. I know some chicks that was on the block selling dopes with the boys, but she would not sell no for JJ no matter how much money you offer. She'd rather bust a cap in the brother ass to sell something for JJ. She stood on. Not just one of them. I knew quite a few of them like that. I knew some that smoked crack, but they wouldn't say no crack for no sex.
Yeah.
It's their values. That's just their values override their addiction. That's what makes them be vice lord. When your values is stronger than your addictions, that it makes you be able to control and utilize your addiction for spiritual purposes. You're a lord of your vice.
So what stands the reason that shame could realign your morals? Because I know a dude, because I know somebody used to say, you can't tell nobody to stop doing a drug you never did, you never tried. Like, if you never smoked crack, if you never smoked crack, you can say, oh, you need to start smoking crack, but you won't be able to have that full essence of it because you never smoked crack. So you don't know how it feels to be on crack and having to pun all your stuff and all that. So what do you say to that, Rod, for people that they got their morals, their morals as far as shame? Because like let me tell you a story, then I'll let you say what you're gonna say. My cousin, he used to smoke crack. He said that, and he started smoking crack. And I said, man, how did you start smoking crack? He said it was shame. Shame made him start smoking crack. Shame. And I said, what you shame about? He said one day he had like about $15, I think, and he said he was gonna go either get some crack or his baby needed some diapers. He said he went and bought the diapers, and then he said that he ended up getting some stuff because he hung around my other cousin. He sold it, so he had throw him something to test it out, right? But he said that when his friends that he went to high school with that grew up, when he was over this house smoking crack, and they came back and they had seen him, and he was in the back room smoking the crack. Then he said that they went out in the front room and they was in there talking about him. And they said, man, you know, he back there, he hiding. The way they was talking about him, he said he felt ashamed from that. And he said from that day on, he didn't smoke no more crack. Because shame can make you, shame is a strong energy.
You remember earlier when I talked about the self-accusing spirit rising up to condemn you?
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about. That's what the shame is. It's the ability of the higher self to tell you this is not your character and you out of line. And that's when we go back to ain't no shame in my game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they talking about. Because, you know, I used to smoke a little something.
Yeah.
But I would never use the pipe.
Yeah.
Because me, the pipe was bigger than my ability to stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already liked it in cigarettes and weed.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that if I put it on the pipe, I could end up strung out on the street doing B&Es and everything else just to get my next hit. Yeah. So I was like, I had a limit and a control measure. I quit cold turkey.
Yeah.
When I quit using heroin and cocaine cold turkey.
Yeah, I know some people like that too. Yeah.
And now, this one made me know I could do it. My father had been smoking cigarettes for 35 years. And one day he got up and said, I don't smoke no more. And when I was sitting there going through the withdrawals from the substance, I remember Pops being able to smoke 35 years and say, I ain't smoking no more, stand on that.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't smoke no more the rest of his life. So I knew what Pops was doing. Then that means it's in me to be able to do the same. Mm-hmm. As what made me, my catalyst was I lost my car and I had to go hustle extra hard to get the money to get my car out of impound. Mm-hmm. And when I was sitting there, I was like, all of this, I could be doing something for my daughter. At the time, she was like 6 months old. Mm-hmm. And my other daughter was like a year and a half. And I was like, I could be doing something for my kids instead of going down here and getting these people this money for repoing my car. Because I was doing other things with the money than what I should be. Mm-hmm. So at that time, I made up my mind that I'm taking care of the children first, and I'm paying my bills, and then if I got some money left, whatever I do with the money after all of everything paid up. And after that, I didn't have any liquid finance to buy any substance like that to get high. Yeah. So it just made me I just was done with it. I can't do both. Yeah. You know, and I was more interested in being able to give my little few dollars to the needs of my children than my euphoric sensation of illicit drugs.
Man, so do you think the best one way, based on my research and study, because I'm actually putting something together on how to quit habits right now, and based on one of the things I think, one of the ways of quitting is to wean yourself off. You know, like, so could you talk about that, weaning yourself off for certain things?
Some people character won't allow them to wean themselves off. That's not feasible and viable for everybody. If you don't have a real strong willpower, weaning yourself off is just playing with yourself.
Yeah, you got to go cold turkey.
Cold turkey. But some people have been addicted to a certain substance so long, they need medical intervention to make it through the withdrawal process.
That makes you ain't lying, bro. That's the truth. Especially with heroin, because they get sick. It's a real bad. They could get. You can almost die from the withdrawals if it's real bad from pneumonia. Some people get pneumonia during the stages of withdrawal.
That's what Billie Holiday was in the hospital for.
Man, that's crazy though. Yeah, so I think, man, yeah. So we can get yourself off is a bad idea if you ain't got no strong motivation. You know what I'm saying on that end. Just go cold turkey is the best way to go. Say, you know what? To hell with this. You know what I'm saying? You know,
you got to go through a making up your mind period. You got to allow yourself the time to make your mind up to quit. Most people don't quit not because they physically don't want to quit or can't quit. Most people haven't made their mind up because they still like the sensation, the feeling of being under the influence of the particular drug.
Yeah, my alcoholics, my uncle them, they gotta have some. They can't be. They normal when they drunk. When they ain't drunk, that's when they ain't normal. Is that crazy, right? Is that crazy?
That's because they didn't been using alcohol so long and became part of who they are.
Yeah. You see him when I don't look at man. He look. You say, man, you all right, man? You doing good? He look like look half crazy without no looking. Man, I remember. I saw this video the other day. Old boy, they got him some whiskey. He get ready to turn it up. They hit the brake on him. He said, "Boy, don't you ever do that, boy. Make me waste my good liquor." No, he an alcoholic. Hey, no, he an alcoholic, boy. Don't waste my good liquor. And I know a guy, man, that died. They bet it for over $20 bet, and they gave him like about one of them mason jars full of that white lightning. They call it white lightning, but they moonshine. And they bet he couldn't down it, and he sitting in the back seat of the truck, man, down to that whole mason jar full of moonshine and bust his heart, man. Yeah, dude died like that. But
a lot of people don't know their limits. And not knowing your limits is just as dangerous as not knowing you're about to step off a cliff.
Right? Dang. It's the same philosophy, really. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. It's people out here. It's some people out here that'll do whatever, man. Like, I don't think you think it's any shame. I think it's shame in Ray J game. Ray J he won't come clean.
Well, Ray J
got shame in their game.
But Ray J got a right to plead the fifth to any question action.
Right.
So that don't mean it ain't no shame in this game, or that it is shame in this game. It means that just because he into something don't mean it's the world business.
That's what I thought. That's the same thought I thought when he was saying it, right? I was like, but he say, oh yeah, well, I'm down with the LBG community, and he do allude to the facts, but it's like he still beat around the bush when we got stuff like.
Look, when you talk about Ray J and his personal life, I promise you, Mike did not even budge.
Yeah, so this where we at, Rod. This where we at, man. Everybody get up out of here, man.
Yeah. So in the study of morals and virtue, you got 7 deadly sins, you got 7 holy virtues. You got 42 laws of Mach. All of the laws of Mach was to teach the children about character and character development. Most of the stuff we see in hieroglyphic was not written for adults. It was written for children that's being trained to be royalty. And this is where you get your 42 negative confessions of mind that gave you your 10 commandments, that gave you your moral standards of biblical influence. And then they took the ones they chose that they can use as control measures and left the rest of them out. But they all are significant character building points. And by using the 42 laws of mind, you begin to develop a character where you don't start no shit, you don't take no shit. You know, you don't kiss no ass, and you don't ask nobody to kiss your ass. Stand on what you stand on, or get the hell off the table. If you don't have something that you stand on, and your values is more important than other people's opinion, then you're gonna be able to be misled anywhere that the system want to mislead you to go.
Man, you know what? I like it was this dude named Midget Matt that I know. He was like a superhero kind of, like he was a midget though in my town. And one day he whooped this guy up real bad, man. This guy, he used to carry nunchucks with him, and he worked at this counter market. He pushed baskets. You know, he did whatever they wanted him to do at this grocery store. But one day he was in the parking lot, man, and this dude started jumping on his old lady. And the dude picked the old lady up and threw her through a windshield. Now, once Mr. Max seen that, Mr. Max said, "Hey, man," he got the little short fingers. He said, "Hey, man, you can't do that. You can't do that. Hey, there's people out here like they say, man, you can't do that." And then the dude said, "Man, what you gonna do, little bit of dude?" That dude came out with them nunchucks. Pop, 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 hit him in the ankle some kind of way. Mr. Max said he know where the pressure points is. He hit him with that nunchuck 2-3 times. Old boy came down to his size. He went down to, once he got him down on his knees, he was the same size as Midget Mac then, boy. Midget Mac went to work on him. But it's people out here like that the universe, when you step in for righteous name's sake, when like Midget Mac stopped that dude from, he had thrown that girl through a windshield. And Midget Mac stepped in. It's like the universe gave him extra power to take that dude down. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look,
take on that, Rod.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something that really happened in real life. On 79th, right off the damn Ryan.
Yeah.
It used to be a video store, and I used to work at the auto repair shop in the back, man in the doors, right? Mm-hmm. So I come up front for my break, and I step out in front of the building. We on 79th, right across the street, the gas station. Yeah. And this dude come around the corner. He got this lady by the arm. He's slapping her. Bow, cussing her out, calling her out. I said, "Hey, man, you can't be doing that. Don't be whooping her out here in front of the world like that, man. If you got a problem with your old lady, why don't you take her home?" "Shut up, old bitch ass nigga. Get out of my motherfucking business." Right. As soon as he said that, it was about 6 kids. Man, one of them couldn't have been older than 13. Turned the corner. And while he's saying that, when they turned the corner, he's slapping old girl again. She fell over into the bushes. Yeah. Them little shorties, man, it was about 5 or 6 of them. They whooped that brother ass all the way down the block. Now, I was going to whoop him, but once they got a hold of him, I seen how they was whooping. I went and helped old girl out the bushes. And I say, don't stop them kids from whooping his ass, because he getting exactly what he deserved. She was crying. She said, "I ain't saying nothing." But then when they got like almost a block away, she started running toward him, talking, "Please, he didn't have enough. I'm gonna kill him."
Yeah, see.
But look,
answer, man.
At the time, I was on the run from my case up here in Michigan while I was in Chicago. Mm-hmm. So I always chalk that up to being spiritual intervention, because I was gonna tear that sucker ass up if the kids didn't get a hold of him.
That's crazy.
When they got a hold of him, I was the lady working the video store, but she seen me saying something to her. She ran out there when she seen them little kids whipping them. She looked at me and she said, "Well, that's an ass whooping you don't have to deliver today."
Open up a can of whoop ass. 2 cans. Buy one, get one free. Fuck it with me. Hey, y'all, we about to get up out of here. I gotta go check on all these boys real quick, make sure they sleep and everything. Get ready for school. Hey, this was a good one, Rod. We needed this in the archives. This was dealing with. It pretty much ties in with the tapes that I've been putting out, the hell tapes, the 42 negative professions. And then I also talked about, because Tahuti came to me, he says, we got 42 negative, but what about the positive? Because people, just not doing nothing at all, just like you said, them boys did something, but just standing around looking, not saying nothing, at least you said something. Some people are going to even say nothing. Hey, man, you can't do that. Or why are you hitting that old lady? You know, why are you hitting that young girl like that? Some people don't say nothing.
The 42 negative confessions is to draw out 42 positive attributes.
There you go, right. Rod. That's it.
So
that's it.
That's the reason for them.
That's it.
Right. The 7 deadly sins is to tell you what to defend yourself against. And your defense is the 7 holy virtues.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fire.
Sometimes they come up as 10 holy virtues.
That's fire.
But if you practice the virtues and avoid the sinners, the 7 deadly sins, it's supposed to have the effect of creating a strong and powerful character type for you to be able to live your best life. All of this, everything we go through on this planet right now is to find out, based on everything going on, how do I get to my best life scenario?
Right. Right. That's what I feel like too. Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. You see, we got Ron Hayes Cash App and his PayPal on the screen. If you want to show him some love, whatever you send, it's all love, baby. You know what I'm saying? And what else I want to say? You got any more announcements you need to make before we get out of here, Rod?
Nope. Just keep watching. Y'all gonna see more National Guard troops deployed. Y'all gonna see more chaotic weather. We got earthquakes going on all over the world, wildfires all over the world, floods all over the world. You got ships coming in from outer space. You got fleets of ships coming in from out of the sun. You got all this stuff going on in real time. The government is telling us that by November, a massive ship is going to be landing on Earth to take over.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff is in the process of a massive shifting and changing of the guard. We going from being divided and conquered to being unified and victorious. But it's up to us to choose the unity with the righteous versus unity with the wicked, because the unity with the wicked gonna get your ass erased.
Right.
One way or another. So choose your circle wisely and treat people how you want to be treated. Respect everybody that respects you. And if they disrespect you, check their chin.
Right. Hey, straight like that.
Yeah, I'm not from the nonviolent school of thought. I'm not Martin Luther King. I'm not Mohandas K. Gandhi. I'm not going to never advise nobody to go out and get bopped upside the head with no clubs, no dogs sicked on them. No, if y'all do that shit to us, we doing it back to you.
Right. We put the eye for eye, 2 for 2.
Hey, look, we like hillbillies, we feuding, bring war to the city. Ain't no thing. We was born off drive-bys, brought up the bag. MOB, to be specific. We call all cash from Atlantic Pacific.
Hey, if y'all want to check out some funny stuff, though, go check out that extraterrestrial comedy tape I just put out called The Gluteans. You're going to roll. I guarantee you'll be rolling on the ground after that tape. That's a funny. I got some more stuff coming like that. We're doing some more comedy like that, but that's a funny tape, man. You go check out that extraterrestrial tape I just put out. All right, Rob, we about to get up out of here, y'all. We love you all. Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
So for sure, Elder, to the next time, take us on home.
Hey, man. Hey, peace and love. We said, hey, one love.
They was using what? Conjure magic, hypnosis, poison, right? But he had a superpower. He had a staff that was so heavy when he wielded it, it shakes the foundation of the earth. right? But it can also be shrunk down to the size of a pencil for him to put it behind his ear. That means he's a student, right? Pencil behind the ear. He's a student and he's a warrior, right? Because he's lashing with the staff, right? When you go to Psalms 23, it say, thy rod and thy staff shall comfort thee.
I see.
Ain't a rod and the staff the same thing? So why do they make the distinction in the two? Metaphor. It's a metaphor. The metaphor is I ride chief and staff.
Damn.
Send me
Chief.
the information.
Chief, my bad. Run that. As soon as you started giving that code away, you started glitching. Can you say that again?
Yeah. So the rod, me, Chief Pontiac, and his staff, the collection of chiefs that told me it's your turn to work on the problem. Right? So that's my staff. They all gave me a piece to the puzzle. And the more chiefs I can recognize, the more pieces to the puzzle I can collect. The more pieces to the puzzle I collect by studying the different tribes that they call them gangs, right? They call them mafia, but they families and tribes. That's all the tribe is an extended family, right? Under the leadership of the most loved and most respected in the family, your Don Corleone, the Godfather, right? The Godfather, godlike ability to organize and protect his family without having to leave the comforts of his own home, right? So when you go back and watch the movie The Godfather,